Hello, my name is Torquebo, and this is going to be my last video of 2020 on YouTube, at least. So I wanted to make this really because I saw a lot of other YouTubers I enjoy doing it, so might as well. Firstly, I want to go over stuff that's happened this year that has helped me grow, show some appreciation for some people that I currently am now living with, and ultimately move on to New Year's resolutions for 2021 that I actually think I'm gonna stick by for the first time ever. So what has helped me grow a lot this year? Oh, also, by the way, the date right now is Thursday, December 24th is 12:39 a.m. So it just became the 24th. But things that helped me grow in 2020 are literally everything. I don't think there's been a time in this entire year that I don't think I learned something or had something shown to me that I learned about myself. I've gained a significant amount of weight this year, so much so that you can see my side boob. You can see even some extra pudge in my face and in my hands. Really, I've gained a lot of weight. One of the big things I learned is that while I appreciated my dad bod for a little while, towards the end of this year, I really started disliking it. It became sort of shocking to me. And every time I looked at myself, I felt like I was getting bigger, and it scared me. Not that being like my size, because I have a big belly and a pretty decent dad bod going on. Not that having a dad bod is like a bad thing, but when I first got it, I was pretty confident with it, and that continued really until halfway into this year when I was like, damn, this is really, it's getting bigger. So that's something that I learned, that I'll be working on. We'll get into the resolutions in a bit. Another thing that I learned is a lot about diseases, really, actually. How they spread, how they start up. I had like a general, like layman's idea of them, how they grew, how they evolve or whatever. But I learned a lot this year, how to prevent them, how to at least prevent me from getting them. Preventative measures for other people as well. Wearing a mask was a pretty big thing for me. Actually kind of like wearing them too, so I might even continue doing that long after this whole coronavirus thing is over. Yeah, and the coronavirus, not good, has slowed down the entire population of the planet. I don't mean in terms of growing of the population, but everything. Everybody was just, we were going, and then even recessed maybe even a little bit. Other things I learned a lot about politics this year too. So much so that I actually sort of think that way about a lot of stuff now, and I think very politically about a lot of the way that the structures of the government are set up, the way that our police forces are set up. I'm not going to really go into all of these in this video here, but a lot of the way public and private schools associate themselves with different districts, and how they make money that way. So that's been a thing that I've learned. I've learned a lot about politics, policy. Voted for the first time in my entire life this year, back in November there. And that was very cool. Very interesting. I won't get into all of that in this video here, but yeah. Um, learned how to play guitar, at least pretending that I can get by. Um, I'm very stupid young at it. Young? Very stupidly um, novice at it, I guess is the word. But ultimately, I'm progressing. I think I'm doing good. Um, and I can really only, once you start, you can only really go up. You can't like, I mean, unless you go for a really long time without playing. But I haven't gone a day without playing my guitar. She's right over there. See her right there. There's the amp that I play on. So those are some pretty significant things that I wanted to do, or learned about and learned of. So that's pretty good. Now let's get into the resolutions. This is the part that I really wanted to get into the nitty-gritty of. So there are some things that I really want to hold myself to, and I want to look back at this video and tell my future self that if you don't do these things, you are a huge bitch and you failed this year. Or, well, next year. Yeah, because 2021 is what the resolutions for the, right, because next Friday is January 1st. So if you don't do these, you failed. My first real resolution I want to get into harkens back to what I was talking about at the very beginning, about things that I learned about me, is lose weight. Does it have to be like an absolute massive amount? So right now I'm like 180 pounds. I don't think I would really care about losing like 80 of that. I don't want to really go that low. But I think bringing down my weight and upping my muscle a little bit would actually generally be a pretty good thing. And I think and I've thought about this, whether or not that's actually a thing that I really care about doing. And I do think I care about doing it. I think your self-image is incredibly important, especially being as that there are people who struggle with it every day. It would be doing a disservice if I was complacent in my view of myself, because there are people that would absolutely wish and beg to have the will in them to go out and change parts of themselves, but sometimes they can't. They don't have the money to. They can't access a gym. And you can be like, oh, but there's ways to do this at home or whatever. And I would be like, yeah, absolutely. But it would be a disservice to me and numerous other people who struggle with their self-image not to act in that way for them. Because I'm generally an ally for people who struggle with that kind of stuff. And I don't think it would be very fruitful of me to be like, oh yeah, I don't like how I look, but that doesn't mean I don't have to change anything. I can just wallow in it. That's not good. That's just not a good way to think. So I think there's actually a gym, not even I believe like maybe even like a 10-minute walk away from me. It's in this big plaza with a Publix in it. So that's good. I can walk to it or drive to it or something. And and on the walk there, I'll get a little bit of extra cardio going. That's good. I think that's good. Now, maybe get a gym membership. I believe it's like a Planet Fitness or something. I can pull up and be like, hey, I want to do that. And they were like, okay, you go do that. And I'll be like, okay, I can do that. So that's that. Now, another thing, and there are two goals in one goal, really, but I'm going to one of them is more of like a huge, big, gigantic goal, and the other one's kind of like a goal within that goal. So I have my guitar, right? Bam. That one. It's a Charvel. I love it. It's a beautiful guitar. Made an unboxing video where you actually see my ugly body. And I unboxed it. You see it. It's a cool guitar. Black. Has a very beautiful roasted maple fretboard. Smells like maple syrup. Anyway, so now I love that guitar. Here is the big goal I want to do for 2021 that I've actually already kind of started here in 2020. I want to record, potentially produce, and release an album. I already know generally what I want the sound to be like. I want to include guitar, of course, guitar, drums, electronic elements, some pads, synths, other stuff like that. Bass, of course, because you can't have bass without guitar. Or, I mean, you can have guitar without bass, but that'd be a little bit weird. It always, whenever I listen to bands that don't have like bass at their like shows or something like that, it always feels like there's something lacking, missing. There's like a punch. There's like a vibe that's missing. Anyway, but bass, that's gonna be all good. I'm gonna record it, and it's gonna be cool and awesome and great. Now in this, I want to tune lower than standard, E standard at least. And I am incredibly terrified of tuning my guitar any lower than what it actually is. I don't know who, actually, I have the certificate in there. I'm not going to get it right now. But whoever did the setup at the Charvel factory or whatever did the setup incredibly unbelievable. That guitar barely, if ever, goes out of tune. I think I've personally, since I've had the guitar, I've had to tune it 3 times. One of those times is actually yesterday, which is crazy. And I think the setup on that thing is like, it's literally like spot on. Over time, of course, as I'm playing, the setup will need a little bit of adjustments, but as it came to me, it's basically like spot on, okay? That thing. So I'm incredibly scared to make the attempt to to set it up at a different tuning. Also, I can't operate outside of standard anyway, so doing like a drop tuning just isn't for me. So in that, my minor goal, I can function with that thing, with my Charvel, that thing. I could function with that beauty over there. But my minor goal inside of that bigger goal would be to get another guitar. Not just any other guitar, though. I want to tune super low. I want to get down to like G, F sharp, F, E1. You know, I want to get down into the low tunings, okay? And I think being able to do that would be a good thing, because there are some songs that I've postulated that I've conceptualized, that I even have on that Mac over there, that are just made to have tuned low things, breakdowns, chugs, stuff like that. You can chug an E standard, but it doesn't do what I want it to do, if you know what I mean. So I want to get down to like F sharp. F sharp is like my tuning. F sharp standard, my tuning. I love it. I love the low notes sound good. Okay. Anyway, so that's a minor goal within a bigger goal. I think I can release an album without having to do the baritone guitar thing, but I ultimately want to do that. I want to get another 6-string baritone guitar. There's already one that I've basically had my eye on since like the middle of this year, that I actually I literally bought, and then at the time I had very low money, so I was like, God, I bought it. But I needed the money, so I was like, hey, can we cancel this order? And I have regretted it ever since. I was this close, and honestly, it's my dream guitar. It's the Revolta Mandata baritone. It's called the Revolta Mandata 7 baritone, but it's not even a 7-string, it's a 6-string. I think it's just like the 7th edition of it, or something like that. It's made by Eastwood. They're Novo offshoot, but yeah, so that guitar is amazing. I love it. I love the way it looks. Anyway, that guitar is what I want. And that's another big resolution I have. Um, a few other things before we wrap up. Those are the two big resolutions that I have, is to lose weight and release my album. In any order, doesn't really matter. Now, before we wrap up, this video is already too long. I ramble a lot, sorry. Some thanks to two people that I don't think I would be able to function without, at least at my current moment. One of them being one of my two best friends, Colton. He has been a very good friend to me ever since I met him way back 2016. There are videos on my YouTube of when we first started hanging out. Oh God, please. Very spunky he is, but I love that man to death. He's a very good friend. I can't put into words. Same thing with my other best friend. So I have two best friends. I have Colton and my other best friend, Steven. He's been an awesome, unbelievable good friend to me. I don't know where I would be in my existence without them too. I think I've been shit on by a significant amount of people. You might have seen a lot of my previous vlogs or whatever from way back when, where I described some of that, but I don't think they're not going to do that to me. I've been committed to them since the moment I met them, because that's how I operate. I am loyal to people that I care about till the very end, until they either don't want to be friends with me anymore and we split amicably, or until they kill me or something. Also, so to Colton's girlfriend. So I mentioned a little bit earlier that I'm in currently a new spot that I moved into. I believe I mentioned my current people I live with. So I moved in to a new house about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I believe on this coming Monday. So Monday, so Thursday, Friday's 25th, Saturday's 26th. So this coming Monday is the 28th of December, 2020. God damn it. And so God damn it. So that's the thing. Colton's girlfriend has helped me and guided me through this entire move process, this entire new renting a house, filling out the paperwork. So a little while ago, I was kicked out of the place that I was living, and I had to move into a hotel for a month and like a week or something, or maybe a little bit over, maybe a little bit under a month, but somewhere around a month. I moved in there for a month, and I had to spend all of my money on that hotel, because it was the only place that I could really live at the time that was local, that would allow me to work from home or something. And I spent all my money on that, and Nahida, I mentioned her by first name, I've mentioned her before on this channel too, but she worked up enough money to pay for me to be on the lease so I could move in. And I don't know where she came up with that money or how much overtime she had to work. I know she has 2 jobs, but that was an absolute OG master kind of shit, okay? I eventually paid her back anyway, but it was an awesome thing. It was a very good thing. I don't think without her I wouldn't have been able to do that. It has been a very tumultuous process for me mentally moving into this new spot. And I think ultimately this will turn out to be a good thing. So that's where I have all of my cards at. And I currently moved in here, and now I'm here. I have my own room for the first time in like 2 years. So that's cool. We did good. Now we're at this house and we're doing good. So that's it. That's the video. Yeah. Got some New Year's resolutions. This is going to be my last video of 2020. I may upload a video on January 1st. As like my first video of 2021. Woo! Kind of thing, but I don't know yet. Just like it did at the very beginning of this year. I don't think anybody expected this year to go the way that it did, but it went the way that it did anyway. So who cares? Anyway, have some pretty big goals for this year. I'm gonna learn more music. That was one thing I forgot to mention while I was talking about my learning period, or learning segment, is that I learned a lot of music theory, learned how to play a lot of music. At least to explain it to people, I could do pretty well. Learned a lot of chords, how to play chords, all the other good stuff. Very cool, good stuff, right? Yeah. So it's so good. Release an album and get a guitar as like the minor, and then lose weight, get a little bit more muscular. Those are my two big resolutions for this year. And that's the year. That's 2021 for me there. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all for watching this. If you watched it all the way through, if you made it, thank you. If you made it to the end, rather. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. I don't really know if any of my subscribers watch a lot of my videos, but I'm trying. I may upload a lot more coming in 2021 too, so hopefully the YouTube algorithm does me well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. The button won't work. All right, bye-bye.